Hello, Gemini. This is your April monthly reading. And I already went ahead and pulled some cards for you guys to see what kind of energies the Gemini collective is experiencing at this time. Keep in mind that this is a general reading and not everything will resonate or apply to you. Also, keep in mind that energies can be vice versa, including with cross watchers. You might resonate more on the Gemini side or vice versa. Take whatever. So here I'm starting off, and I'm already experiencing heavy energy for you guys. And I think that it's quite interesting, Gemini, is I felt kind of drawn to doing your reading next because I kind of felt that initial tug. For some of you, I think that you guys are being tugged in a specific direction, but you guys are having a hard time going there, you know. You might find like a feeling or some kind of a thought that draws you into a situation. And what we have here is we have not enough. Frustration in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear/ego issues, and jealousy. And then we also have here heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. And we have keys on a ring, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, one night stand, addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and resentment. And then we have girl with a snake, empath, and a narcissistic paradigm, being charmed or used, enabled, and boundaries. And then we have here the axe for the shadowy aspects. We have breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. And below that, we have self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-acceptance. And it's kind of like for quite a bit of you, I was picking up a lot of heavy manipulation for our Geminis this month. For some of you guys, this could be a past relationship going on. For others of you, this could be a previous relationship that you're dealing with and that are in. And it's kind of interesting is I was also kind of healing through energies of narcissism, and I have Gemini Sun in Vedic astrology, so that's really cool. So I always felt like I kind of resonated with the Geminis. So for a lot of you, I have been feeling that tug initially in the solar plexus. And for some of you who aren't aware of the chakras, I highly recommend looking it up. But that is your third energy focal point, and it is associated with the color yellow. So for some of you, you might want to find meditation music that helps with that. But I'm feeling a lot of you need to work on your solar plexus. For some of you guys have already broken up from this relationship, but for others of you, you guys are still in it. And I'm going to try and touch on both of the situations. For some of you guys, the ones that have broken away from it and have been away from it for long enough, say months or even years, you guys are starting to come to that realization that the person that you thought you saw wasn't really who they said that they were, wasn't really authentic. And this person, I also believed, had a lot of addictions. And I think that you fed off of each other in a way. Now, oftentimes empaths attract narcissists because empaths are, what happens is you are vibrating at the same frequency as a narcissist. And it's not that you are as bad as a narcissist or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you vibrate at similar energies, meaning you guys have core wounds that vibrate around the same. So you attract narcissists into your life because what's happening is you could have grown up with a narcissistic parent, or somebody in your household could just have been very cruel to you. And there can just be things there where you've had very low self-esteem, and you attract people that feed off of that, that use that against you, that will lie to you. um, and I'm getting, for some of you guys, the silent treatment cuts deep. um, I don't know why, but I'm getting this for some of you. This is well, and I feel like this could technically um work for anybody that's listening, because nobody likes to feel like they're being ignored. But for some of you, this is what really cuts you deep, is the silent treatment that this person would give you when you felt like, oh, you let me down, and then they would pull away, or you didn't do something that they wanted you to do, so they would give you the silent treatment. And that was a way of punishment for you. And what I'm getting is, for some of you, like your mother would do that, or your father would do that, or somebody that was significant in your life would give you that silent treatment. And that would cause you to go into this isolation, to feel alone. And for a lot of you guys, when you guys get loved bomb, you kind of feel that sense of, oh, I am seen, I am loved, I am heard. And then they would go right back to being abusive again. And for a lot of you guys, this has been a cycle that's been going on for a long time. This person could have string you along. This person could have made you feel lesser than. This person could have chosen another person over you. There is some really deep hurt there, and I'm feeling that there's a lot of core wounds from childhood. Some of you guys have dealt with parents who have not been on the uppity up, that have been very abusive, that has been very neglectful. And this has been something that you are now having to find a way to overcome. And that's the heavy energy that you guys are feeling this month. And what's happening right now is everybody's perspective is shifting. For some of you guys, this caught you off guard when it just dawned on you, oh my gosh, this is the relationship that I'm in, this is what's happening. Stuff like that. For others of you, you might have known this for a long time, that this person was a narcissist and that you've dealt with narcissists, but maybe what happened there was you just kept putting in the back burner because you didn't really want to deal with the emotions at hand. Because I'm feeling really dense, heavy energy. For a lot of you guys, I think that you have broken up with this person. I feel the majority of you have broken up from this person. And I feel like a lot of you guys are feeling lost, don't know where to go. And I'm feeling, for a lot of you, you've lost that sense of security and trust in the world. And I think that for quite a bit of you, this person has controlled lots and lots of outcomes in your life. Like, this person could have separated you from your family. This person could have just isolated you from others, because that's a sense of control. And I'm getting that for some of you. You've been in a relationship where you've been in it for quite a while, for some of you years, and this has done a toll on your mental health, on your self-esteem. And a lot of you guys um have just tender emotions, that I'm feeling that this is just a really, it's like a festering wound, it really hurts. And when you look at it, it looks ugly to you, it's stuff like that. I think for a lot of you guys have been really hard on yourselves as of late, feeling like you deserved the treatment that you got, because that's all you've ever known, is that. And it's like you having to learn to get over the fear and the self-sabotaging. You need to understand that, you are worthy of love just like everybody else, and you deserve to be loved. And for a lot of you, I'm getting that, like, you haven't actually given yourself the time to really go within and decide what to do. Because for a lot of you guys, trying to heal this is really painful because, again, I'm really getting for a lot of you guys, this has been childhood trauma. And it's like this person kept perpetuating that trauma and making that cut deeper and deeper, which it feels immensely painful for like it feels painful. And I am so sorry for any of you guys that are experiencing this, because I have gone through something extremely similar. And I have to just say, that is an extremely painful reality to be in when you realize that your loved ones or the person that you've been with isn't really authentic and really doesn't have your best interest at heart. And I'm getting that for a lot of you, that you, Gemini, have been around a lot of people wearing fake masks, a lot of people who aren't being authentic, a lot of people who are kind of putting you down or not really uh, defend you. For some of you, I'm feeling that this is um kind of a both of the situations. For a lot of you, I feel like it has a lot to do with your family and this loved one. Maybe when you guys broke up or something, maybe your parents sided with the ex, something like that. There are things where it caused a lot of damage, I think, for you guys. And I think that for quite a bit of you guys, you've not known how to get over it. And I think that for some of you, I have gotten the feeling that you've looked up a lot about narcissists, and you're realizing, oh my goodness, my parents, my dad's a narcissist. What do I do? Or my mom or my siblings, and you're realizing patterns in your life, and you having to cut that out. It's starting to I think that that's where a lot of you guys are, is you guys are shifting out of that codependent energy, shifting out of that childhood wounds that you guys have been experiencing for most of your lives. And the first card that comes out here, we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. It's like you're no longer letting people like this in your life, because I got the feeling for a lot of you that you've enabled this person so much that this person probably came back and forth. This person used you and abused you. You've allowed family members and other people around you to walk all over you. Because what I'm sensing is this isn't just a romantic relationship. I'm sensing more than one person in your life who is so toxic, Gemini, and you have to learn to let these people go. And it's like you're starting to lose interest. You're starting to lose that fire in yourself. You're starting to see things for what it is. You're slowing down. You're realizing, wait a minute, what am I getting myself into? It's almost like the drama has taken over your life for so long that you're just now realizing how messed up this drama is, how this treatment really is. For a lot of you, you don't feel like you're enough, so you feel like you deserve to be beaten down, which is so sad. Nobody deserves that. And for those of you who feel that way, I just want to hug you. Oh my god, this is like super sad energy. Um it almost makes me want to cry, because like I said, I've had similar circumstances. And for some of you, I don't like to get too personal, especially on the internet, but for some of you, I think you might need to hear this. Like, I've been in like my family, and they were extremely abusive and narcissistic, and I cut them out of my life a couple of years ago, and it was the best decision I ever made, because I had PTSD. And the longer I was away from them and the less I talked to them, I got to the point where I stopped communication altogether. They're no longer in my life. Um, that all of those pains and hurts and the things that they have done to me all came up to the surface. And the more that I was healing, the more grateful I was that I took that courage, I took that stance, and I got myself out of that situation. And my life has been better for it ever since. I've found better people who have been more supportive of my dreams, more supportive of who I am as a person, people who see me as a beautiful person, stuff like that. where people starting to see my worth now because I saw my worth and I decided that it wasn't worth it. Family's not worth it. If they're going to be abusing you, you don't want them around you or your children or future children or anything like that, you know? And so for things like that, it's hard and it's tricky because if it's a family member, it sometimes we feel like we can't leave our family. Um, and if it's a love relationship, you know, oftentimes it sucks because you get so emotionally invested into this person. And for a lot of you guys, because you have that shadowy aspect of feeling like the world is unfair, feeling like you can never catch a break. Because what's happening is you're always self sabotaging yourself because you put yourself in a situation where people manipulate and control you, where people use your own words against you, use your own actions against you. You have to walk on eggshells. You can't be authentic. You have to dim your light so that this person doesn't get jealous or that this person doesn't get, threatened by you, stuff like that. So you have been essentially bringing your own vibration down by staying and remaining in people like this that don't need to be in your life anymore. And so for a lot of you, I'm feeling like you are starting to get out of that energy and you're starting to get into a whole new cycle. This cycle has to come to an end. And for some of you guys, this has been a really hard cycle to learn. This has been a cycle where you felt like you don't know what to do because your whole life you might have only known this energy, or you know, it's hard to find new people, especially when you become attached, or you know, the circumstances varies for everybody because this is a general reading, but I am getting that for some of you guys, you're discovering that your partners are just a reflection of your childhood. And that makes it even worse because now you're like noticing the habits that you were getting into at a young age, you know, learning to walk on eggshells with your parents or siblings or specific family members, stuff like that, you know. So that's just kind of the energy that I'm really picking up for this group, and it's such a sad, slow, dense energy, and a lot of it comes, I feel like, from the root chakra. I think that you guys need to work on your root chakra and your solar plexus, and I mean, I would say work on those first and then go from your heart and also your sacral, you know. Just the lower chakras will do really well if you can actually just work with those. Um, so I like to start off with just naming off the cards and then going with the zodiac signs that I see and then continuing the reading, because if not, then I will forget. So we have the Star card, the Justice, the World, the Temperance, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Lovers, and the King of Wands. And then we have the Chariot as the shadowy aspect. So what I'm already seeing right now is we have Aquarius, Libra, we have Cancer, I'm picking up Gemini, and I am also picking up Sagittarius. Um, and yeah, and we have we have some fire going on here, quite a bit of fire. So you have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, uh, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And that's really what I'm seeing. But we have major arcanas, you guys. A lot of major arcanas. We have 5 major arcanas that I can see. No, 6 major arcanas. 6 major arcanas. And those are like life altering changes that is going on. It's like Gemini, I think you guys have reached your tipping point. You have hit rock bottom. You have gotten to the point where you cannot do it anymore. You are done. And so For a lot of you guys, I think that you guys are starting to take that initiative in yourself and learning to heal and work through this. Because I think for a lot of you guys, you felt like the world was unfair. And I'm getting that really heavily with you guys. It's like feeling like you guys have been having injustice because these people can't even tell. Oftentimes, with people with narcissism or whatever, or even people that are borderline or just can't see past their own egos, um, they don't see what they did wrong. They don't really apologize. And if they do apologize, it's just like another form of manipulation. And I think that for you guys, that's where you've gotten to that point where you've tried so many times with this individual or with your family or with whatever. And for a lot of you guys, I feel like this has been a partner. Like I said, the focal point was a partner, but in the end, I feel like it bled through into your childhood. But for a lot of you guys, I think you've tried multiple times with this partner and it never worked out. And you felt like the whole world was against you. You felt like life is cruel and unfair. It's like a dog eat dog world. That's what came to my mind. Maybe that's a significant phrase for one of you out there. It's just like, it's a dog eat dog world. Like somebody has said that to you and it's stuck with you. And it's like that's kind of where you are. It's like you feel like, what's the point of being nice all the time? But then you think about how you don't want to cause that destruction to other people, because I'm picking up heavily like empaths here. And you're needing to learn to balance your mental state and your emotional state. And you need to learn to stop fighting with them. You can't win with a narcissist. You can't win with somebody who doesn't play fair. They don't play by the rules. They change the rules consistently. So you're always going to be caught off guard. There's no point in trying to argue with this person, because if you try to get down and dirty like a pig with this person, you're going to roll around and be the pig too. Like that's just how it works. You want to take the high road. You want to just let go. And for a lot of you guys, you have to learn to stop being so guarded. It's like Spirit wants you to know, learning to heal from these people, the more you heal, eventually you'll get out of that vibration and you won't match a narcissist vibration and you won't attract one into your life. And so that's kind of what happens. It's like, for this group, I feel like you guys are slowly graduating. It's like you are getting rid of people. You have to get rid of people in your life that no longer serve you, because when you do, it's almost like you start to see how peaceful life can be. You start to see that the drama can fade away, that the drama doesn't have to be there. You don't have to help somebody. If somebody is always walking all over you and not treating you with respect, and they don't show that they care and they don't give back, why put yourself through that? You deserve more. And for a lot of you guys, I think that you felt like you weren't ever allowed to really be truly happy. For some of you guys, you've been so stuck in this cycle that you actually believe that this is it and that that's all there is to it. And it's like the universe wants you to know, like, no, you need to stop. Put the brakes on. And that's the shadowy side. It's like you're not moving anywhere right now. You are stuck. And you have to think. And you have to feel your emotions. And you got to work through it. Because for some of you guys, a lot of you guys have seen your partner in a really positive way, because it's like this person will give you all of the best things in the beginning of the relationship, but then as the relationship started to progress, it's like this person would give less and less and would criticize you more and more, and it was like you could never appease this person, so you always felt like you were the problem. But it's like the person who is initiating it and love bombing and causing you all of these feelings of inadequacy. You are now starting to have to figure out what makes you happy. And that's where I'm feeling heavily for a lot of my Geminis right now, is you're needing to shift out of this energy and start learning how to um, find that emotional fulfillment, find your own happiness. And it will not be with this type of person. You cannot have a peaceful, happy home life with people like that, who belittle you consistently, who feel like, if they're threatened by your success, or they're threatened by qualities that you have, no matter how much you give to this person, it's like a black hole. It's never enough. And I'm getting that frustration, fear, like full on frustration from my Geminis. It's like you guys are done. And that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up for so many of you, is you are trying to heal from this. And this has been a struggle. But the more you can heal from this, the more I feel like you will actually get out of this on top. You know, the universe doesn't want you to stay stuck in a situation like this. It's showing you your wounds so that you can heal your pain, so that you can move forward. You know, when you, it's like I'm kind of getting that the universe has stopped you from progressing any further with this person. It's like I feel like for some of you guys, you have been in separation with this person. You haven't talked to this person, because we have separation twice with these cards. And it's like they're letting me know, from good majority of this group of people, you guys are not talking to each other right now. And this is giving you the pause, the moment of clarity, where you can stop and see what's going on. And it's because deep down, what's going on is you guys feel trapped. This is all you've ever known for some of you, is just this abuse and just how people would bring you down all the time. And what's happening for you guys right now is you're learning that, like, you put yourself stuck in your own mental prison of, what is this person going to do? What is this person going to think? But deep down, what you know you really need to do is walk away from this person. But it's the feeling of feeling trapped, and it's feeling like that victim mentality. And I'm not saying that you guys aren't a victim. Sometimes we get into situations where we actually feel helpless. And oftentimes we have to go through that in order to actually know that, because it's almost like the duality of life. In order for you to feel helpless, you have to feel helped. You have to feel like you are strong. So it's like the opposite, but you have that within you to muster up the ability to leave the people that aren't serving you anymore. If I can do it, I know you guys can. And it's like having to acknowledge the emotions, and having, for some of you, I feel like this is heavily emotional abuse, having to work through that emotional abuse and having to work through the negative emotions that you feel in that situation. And it's not going to be easy, because what's going on for a lot of you is, I feel like for most of you, you guys feel unstable. You feel like you don't have a stable home life. You feel like you don't have a stable relationship. You feel like you don't have a stable family life. I mean, you name it. There are things going on with you guys, and it's transitioning, and you feeling like you're on sand. You are not on solid foundation. It feels like, you know, you're just like in that sinking sand. Just, you're not, it feels like you're just over your head, because it's like everything that you have planted, you've realized all this time, all this effort I put into this person, it's for nothing. And I think that that's what it comes down to for a lot of you Geminis, is that's the perspective you came. But what you don't realize is, you putting all that work and effort, it will come out again eventually. You're not going to probably get the seeds that you planted with this person, but you probably will get it with another partner. What you put out into the universe, you will get back. So all of that hard work, all of that effort that you put into wasn't a waste. And I think that for some of you, you really have to acknowledge that and really had to see that. And, know that you are capable of getting this equal give and take, getting what you deserve in the situation. And that's kind of what I'm feeling for you guys, is you guys are at this point in time where you are so sick and tired of the situation, and I would be too. This seems like this has been a very rough cycle for so many of you, and you guys have more options than you realize. And I think that for a lot of you, this person has convinced you that you don't have a say, that you don't have the option or the choice to really do exactly what it is that you want. But what I'm telling you is, all of this fear, all of this anxiety that you have, it's nothing. It's an illusion. It's all of those emotions and core wounds that you have. And that's what's scary, and that's what's holding you back. But Spirit wants you to know that you have to see your worth, and you have to show other people boundaries. My boundaries. That's your main lesson from this, Gemini, is the boundaries. You have to learn who deserves to be in your life, who doesn't deserve to be in your life, who gets to stay, who gets to go, who gets to cross what line. You know, if you're with a mom and you say to your mom, Mom, remember we talked about this. I don't want to discuss my ex, or I don't want to discuss this person, or I don't want to discuss specific topics with you. I would like you to stop talking about that. And if that person keeps going over and over your boundaries, I mean, you're gonna have to consistently reassert them. People will poke holes in your boundaries. That's why oftentimes it's great to distance the people that don't have boundaries within themselves, that have never learned boundaries. And oftentimes empaths and narcissists don't know the concept of boundaries. Boundaries are blurred, and that's the lesson that both of you have to come to that learning experience. And whether that person learns it or not is none of your business. What matters for you guys right now is you have to learn to insert your boundaries, learn to break the patterns, and learn that you are worth and you are worthy of love. Know that you deserve to be happy, that you deserve to be with somebody who can see that value, who can give to you equally, who won't belittle you, who won't control you, who won't give you the silent treatment because you disagree with them or because you didn't do exactly how they thought you should do it, even if they didn't communicate it with you properly. You deserve to be with somebody who you don't have to walk on eggshells with, who you can be who you truly are. And the universe wants to bring that into your life, but the universe is asking you to let go of the pain, to let go of that feeling that you're never going to get justice. Because you might not get justice with this person, but your justice is walking away stronger, happier, and better, and they themselves will notice that. And that is your karma. That is your justice to this person, is to prove that you don't need that person in your life, to prove that you don't need to worry anymore, that you are done with this situation, and to prove to yourself that you can and that you are strong enough to overcome this energy, to overcome this cycle. So, Gemini, that's what I have for you guys. I hope that this resonated, and I wish you guys the best of luck, especially for those of you who have truly resonated with this reading. That I hope that you guys can find peace in your life. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.